scheduled program will resume following the announcement.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, I should say. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C. Today, I am providing a situational update to the residents of the District of Columbia on two important topics: the district's response to COVID-19 and the district's preparation for the 59th presidential inauguration of Joseph Biden and the inauguration of Vice President Kamala Harris. We will also plan to have a future briefing on presidential inauguration activities in the district. Of course, exactly 1 week ago, there was a violent insurrection at the Capitol of the United States that has impacted the way we are approaching working with our federal partners and planning for the 59th inauguration. We have asked Americans not to come to the Washington, D.C. event, but instead to participate virtually. And we know that is the right choice and the best way to keep everyone safe. On Monday, I shared with you some of the asks that I've made of the federal government, and I will just briefly state where we are with those asks. On Monday, I requested, as you recall, that the President declare a pre-emergency declaration for the District of Columbia, and on Monday, that declaration was declared. We also requested that the Department of Homeland Security extend the National Special Security Event period, and they have done that. That period now starts today instead of on the 19th as it was originally planned. We asked DHS to coordinate with the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, the United States Congress, and the United States Supreme Court to establish a security and federal force deployment plan for all federal property. You have heard various announcements from those agencies about the stepped-up deployment and security plan that will be, as all special security events are, led by the United States Secret Service. And as we will, you also recall that I asked the Acting Attorney General to direct the FBI to provide an intelligence and threat briefing on a daily basis throughout the special security event time period, which is ongoing. And I also requested that the Secretary of the Department of the Interior cancel any and all public gathering permits in the District of Columbia and deny any future applications during the special event period. Those discussions we continue with the Department of the Interior. On Monday, I also extended the pause that we announced just before the Christmas holiday, or I called it the holiday pause, and this will extend through the inaugural period. So certain phase 2 activities related to our COVID response remain paused through Friday, January 22nd at 5 a.m. And during this time, we are asking residents to avoid our central business district and only travel to the central business district if you have essential business. Yesterday, if you were downtown or around the Capitol, you likely noticed the additional preparations which have begun, and that includes around the inauguration perimeter, the White House, the mall, the Capitol, and other key parts of downtown. Individuals entering the perimeter may be subject to screening and asked to describe their essential business, so be prepared to do that. We also want to amplify this information that we received from the Secret Service beginning 6 a.m. on Friday the 15th. All parking garages in the restricted zones will be blocked off. Any vehicles still in the garage or loading zone at 6 a.m. Friday must be remain there until after the inauguration. So plan to move your vehicles. Businesses that need to receive deliveries will be advised of an off-site screening facility. Further, residents and businesses between 19th to 14th Streets Northwest and K Street to Constitution Avenue are already being advised of these restrictions. So more information about additional closures will be forthcoming. While we know this is very inconvenient for our residents and businesses, I want to say thank you for your cooperation and flexibility. Clearly, we are in uncharted waters, and it is very important that we work with all of our partners to secure these events and secure these parts of our city. Certainly this time last year, we didn't expect to be in this situation. Even last week, we didn't expect to be starting this early. So we want to advise neighbors to please follow for updates. And information can change, so it's important to have these updates. So text INAUG 2021, INAUG 2021 to 888-777 to get the latest updates from DC government. Further, as we've said and we've seen, this year, we've had to do some extraordinary things to keep people safe as it relates to COVID and public safety. We just showed an example of what it looks like when people do these things voluntarily. At Times Square, just this past New Year's Eve, we got to celebrate with the ball dropping, mostly virtually, as New York City secured the perimeter around the normal square of festivities. We're asking people to do the same thing as it relates to the inauguration, for Americans to enjoy it virtually and to follow the instructions of the Presidential Inauguration Committee, the Secret Service, and all of us. So now, before we take questions, I want to say something briefly about vaccinations, and Dr. Nesbitt will be available to answer questions. We were very excited to see so many of DC seniors sign up for the available vaccination doses that we have this week. And because of that, that desire to get inoculated from this virus and get back to their lives, the 6,700 appointments we had available for this week were all filled up by midday on Monday when they became available. In one sense, that's a good thing, but it also demonstrates the scarcity of the vaccine. So I want to advise everyone that you should not go to a vaccine site if you do not have an appointment. Obviously, crowding is not good now, and it will not help you get an appointment. Instead, you should go to vaccinate.dc.gov to register or to receive an alert, or call for an appointment when appointments become available again, and we will continue to make that phone number available. We are making appointments as the district receives doses from the federal government. Dr. Nesbitt mentioned already that we may be able to make additional appointments from seniors in the previous group who was in 1A later in the week, and we will continue to advise you of that. Okay, so with that, we'll take your questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, for Dr. Nesbitt, are vaccinators required to collect data on race of people who they vaccinate? And if so, will that data be made publicly available like Maryland and Virginia?
Sure. We plan to make that data available. I think we mentioned to you all last week that